What if President Trump's trip to China wasn't just a trade trip? What if the media was focused on tariffs and diplomacy while private conversations about the future of mankind itself was happening behind the scenes? There's a lot of indicators that behind the headlines there's a reality that whoever controls rare earth minerals controls the next technological age. And guess who that is? The truth is that advanced AI, quantum systems, anti-gravity theories, next-generation propulsion, satellites, energy weapons, electric infrastructure, and technologies that the public hasn't even seen yet all depend on materials that China controls. Before we get into it, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will notice a change in format to using my own voice. This is because I finally learned that despite what we're being told by podcasters who tell us that we can make $1 million with AI, the fact is that AI voices are the number one target for mass-produced flags. I had to prove to all of you that I'm human. I had to win you guys over. But YouTube demonetization is the result of an algorithm and human reviewers that spend less than 1 minute reviewing the content. All of the research that I put in behind the scenes is never considered, which I find is a major flaw, but I'm sure that it's quite a job to remove spam, and I do understand the growing pains in these days of automation. So now I will be pulling or changing the voice on my catalog of 1,000 videos, and we'll be starting fresh before I reapply for monetization. So watch them now if you want to see them again. This is Spirit, and I'm kind of scared due to previous threats to myself and my family from the work that I did, but I'm going to place my trust in the universe and slowly begin to come out and speak to you. I practiced pharmacy for over 30 years in many settings, including research institutes, and 13 years I spent as a drug, device, and cosmetic regulator and criminal health fraud investigator. On this one and my new channel, I break down the complex subjects of biology, metabolism, physics, and the clues behind today's often divergent headlines. The ExPharmacist Clean Living Lab is now open for you to subscribe, and the auto-subscribe link is right there in the description and the pinned comment below. You can also post your thoughts, questions, and requests for topics that interest you directly on my community tab. So please feel free to post. No spam. Let's keep the conversation valuable for everyone. If you subscribe today, you will get advance notice the moment the premiere video drops for the Clean Living Lab. I will be addressing the health issues that are most imminent in my professional opinion. Our first topic will be plastics and the exact factors that cause them to contaminate the food we consume every single day. In this video, I'm going to show you my own pantry and food packaging and exactly how I have taken control of the overwhelming task of limiting my exposure to these forever chemicals which have been linked to so many ailments, both big and small. So I invite you to click that link and come into my kitchen so you can immediately begin creating a lifestyle conducive to a healthy, rewarding life. I want to ensure you that this space remains a place where like minds can come together to share a wealth of life-changing information. So click the link and I will see you in the lab. Now let's look at this recent trip to China. We're being told that President Trump's visit to China was based on economics, but we must consider another very important, not so commercially lucrative possibility. Are we watching a global cooperation of world leaders to push humanity towards becoming a true spacefaring civilization? The nations of the world realize that survival, expansion, and access to resources beyond Earth requires cooperation. We've discussed the Earth Alliance and how world governments are said to be collaborating and forming relationships that are going to look very different as this epic movie unfolds. And if advanced aerospace technologies are already further along than the public realizes, then rare earth mining is critical to production of these technologies. After the importance of rare earth minerals and China's connection presented itself to me, I began my search, and I realized that a few others are talking about it too. I started the video on May 15th, and on May 18th, the White House made an official statement saying China has agreed to address U.S. concerns over rare earth shortages. And I thought, bingo, I'm on the right track. Last year, President Trump established Space Command, and he relocated it to the highly secure Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama, where whispers of underground aliens working in cooperation with the Earth Alliance are underway. Now come the comms. On May 17th, President Trump posted the image that you're looking at on his Truth Social account, and he posted it twice. Once at 5:14 p.m. and the next 2 minutes later at 5:16 p.m. The AI-generated image portrays Commander Trump at the helm of Space Force Operations Center. The room features multiple large screens displaying dramatic space images like explosions, satellites, debris fields, and direct energy strikes, all things that require rare earth minerals. The meme also is framed with people who look like Central Command at the bottom, implying that President Trump is off-planet. In his first term, 47 established Space Force. And I've got a video explaining all about it linked in the description. You will likely hear that Trump is a warmonger when the image circulates to the left and they form a crafted narrative, but let me share my perspective. There is declassified information that the Majestic 12 deal was made back in the 50s with dark aliens. Many have maintained that these dark beings have been eliminated from the planet since 2021. The militaries of the Earth didn't fight that fight because we were way outmanned technology-wise. Instead, we relied upon the Galactic Federation of Worlds, who did the wet work on this one for us. We are told that they fought these evil beings and imprisoned them on a distant planet. A simple but important point to understand is that evil will always exist, and that it exists in extraterrestrial beings also, just like it does in human beings. So in order to become spacefaring, the people of Earth must be able to defend itself against highly advanced evil. The Galactic Federation of Worlds isn't a babysitter. These loving beings will guide and mentor less evolved civilizations like us, but they will not allow us to be a forever anchor that they must protect. Keep in mind, we will become part of a galactic cooperative effort. That this is a constant process of evolution. Earth has reached its time, and there are literally trillions of other planets in just the observable universe that are evolving. So it's not all about us, guys, and they're not going to take care of us forever. Regarding this post by Trump, the first thing I did was go to Q Alerts. And lo and behold, May 17th was an unusual day because on that one day, Q posted WWG1, WGA, a total of 17 times. Don't you think that they were trying to get a point across posting it that much? And in case you don't know already, the anagram WWG1 WGA stands for Where We Go One, We Go All. When we consider the possibility of evolution into an interstellar civilization, this phrase becomes quite clear, doesn't it? Before we talk about rare earth minerals, let's take a look at the cast of players. When we saw all the tech giants there, including Elon Musk, I inherently knew that this wasn't about trade or tariffs alone. You don't fly a bunch of players in the technology sector to China for a tariff talk. Notably, OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman was not present, and neither was Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. So let's briefly look at what is currently being researched and developed by those that were invited. First, of course, was Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX, who are advancing off-world colonization and AI-driven transportation through reusable rockets and autonomous systems. Then there was Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, which leads the AI computing revolution with cutting-edge chips powering next-generation reasoning models. Also, Tim Cook of Apple was there. He is working on building AI that works directly on Apple devices to keep the user data private, only using secure Apple servers when needed. Then there was Cristiano Amon of Qualcomm, which drives 5G and edge AI innovation for connected devices. And Sanjay Mehrotra of Micron is accelerating high-bandwidth memory development, which is essential for AI and data-intensive technologies. There were no Chinese tech moguls at the meeting, but all those who came from the States are advancing technologies that rely heavily on rare earth minerals. So let's take a look at what we're dealing with and if we're going to move into future technologies. China holds a near monopoly on the world's supply of rare earth minerals, which are the invisible backbone of modern and future technology. In fact, China controls over 90% of global rare earth refining, and it dominates the production of high-performance permanent magnets, which are essential components for aerospace systems, electric propulsion, satellite guidance, and advanced defense systems and technologies. While it holds about 49% of global rare earth reserves, its near monopoly on processing is what makes it such a major influence in the supply chain. Such elements including neodymium, dysprosium, and samarium are critical not only for clean energy and AI, but for the development of off-world technologies such as lunar rovers, space habitats, and asteroid mining platforms. Coincidentally, Greenland holds the largest heavy rare earth deposits on Earth outside of China, and American mining company Critical Metals Corp has received formal approval from the Greenland government to acquire 70% of the Tan Breeze deposit in South Greenland, with an estimated 4.7 billion metric tons of rare earth. To put this in perspective, Mountain Pass, California is the only active U.S. deposit, with only 0.5% of heavy rare earth metals in this deposit. A couple others are under development, but it's important to understand that the U.S. isn't going anywhere in advanced off-world technologies without China anytime soon. As always, we can look to movies for self-disclosure, and many movies have featured rare earth minerals to power the future technologies that define entire civilizations. Neodymium and dysprosium enable the ultra-powerful magnets in starship propulsion systems. The droid actuators in the robotics of Star Wars also use these two critical rare earth minerals. Lanthanum and cerium appear in advanced energy storage and catalytic converters for warp drives and hyperdrive engines. A rare metal known as europium and yttrium provide the phosphors and luminescent materials for holographics and energy shields in films like Star Trek and Avatar. Gadolinium is used in magnetic resonance systems for medical bays or scanning technology on the various starships, and terbium and praseodymium enhance high-performance alloys and lasers for directed energy weapons. So framed as science fiction, these Hollywood stories often mine these exotic deposits from exoplanets that mirror our real-world scarcity on Earth. But there's no contention here, only theater. Let's do a quick rundown of which technologies rely on these rare earth minerals. First, replicators, which everybody wants. They rely on neodymium, dysprosium, terbium, europium, and cerium. And the much-anticipated medbeds would likely use gadolinium for non-invasive diagnostics, erbium and holmium in infrared lasers for tissue regeneration, surgery, and cellular stimulation, and yttrium, which stabilizes crystals and is used in monitoring displays. Anti-gravity and exotic propulsion might use neodymium and praseodymium, which are core components of ultra-strong permanent magnets in electromagnetic lift and inertial dampening systems. Samarium magnets operate efficiently at extreme temperatures, making them suitable for space-based propulsion. Tetratanianite is a meteorite-derived material that is currently being synthesized in labs, and it's a potential foundation for gravity manipulation technology. Ion thrusters and magneto-hydrodynamic drives use these rare earth minerals to generate and control plasma fields, which we've discussed. Future systems could exploit quantum vacuums or space-time metric engineering, where stable magnetic confinement is essential. Scandium enhances aluminum alloys to create lightweight, high-strength spacecraft structures like those that were observed in the Roswell incident. Gallium is essential for high-efficiency semiconductors, solar cells, and laser diodes. PGMs, or platinum group metals, are used in catalytic reactors, fuel cells, and high-temperature sensors. And tungsten, molybdenum, and tantalum are refractory metals used for heat shields, thruster nozzles, and radiation shielding. Now, the naysayers will be running scarcity loops, but off-world mining is a viable alternative for future sourcing. Asteroids and lunar craters contain concentrated deposit of platinum group and rare earth minerals from ancient impacts. It's estimated that millions of tons of platinum group metals are on the moon. Lastly, scientists have tested special bacteria on the International Space Station that can pull rare earth elements out of certain rock in microgravity. This could make future mining on the moon, Mars, or even asteroids much more practical than shipping everything from Earth. So while Earth-based rare mineral supply is dominated today by China, they aren't the only source. Future technologies can use space-sourced or synthetic alternatives. From the magnets in fighter jets to the circuits powering AI and space exploration, rare earths are the next critical resource of the 21st century. With our ambitions stretching beyond Earth, the importance of securing these elements moves to the forefront, because this isn't about economic dominance. It's about global cooperation to power humanity's next giant leap into space. Nothing is more representative of the phrase, "where we go one, we go all," than space exploration. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you hit the bell, you'll get notifications of when I post something, which is so important because currently the channel is severely suppressed and you won't find it in your feeds. So we're working on that. I love you guys. I thank you for standing by me, and we're going to beat this. And I want you all to know that we are living in one of the most amazing times. Don't fall into the fear narratives that will elevate as we progress. I know about this data bank scare, and I'm looking into that, and that will probably be the next video for this main channel.